tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
I can't do this.
Why?
Abigail is forever his lady.
Forever his lady.
That was a really hard show to get through. Welcome, guys. This is the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for Forever. Season 1, Episode 21, The Night in Question. The night in question is April 7th, 1985, and I'm not happy with what went down that night.
30 years ago. I'm good at math.
We will get into it. Make sure you guys are watching us on YouTube, commenting, connecting with us on Twitter, SoundCloud, iTunes. Use the hashtag ABTV forever. We love to hear what you think. I am your host, Kate Aquillano. You can find me on social media at Kate Aquillano, and I am joined by these two lovely ladies.
Okay, hi. My name is Pegah Rad. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and crying at home in my pillow at Pegah Rad.
And you can find me on all forms of social media, also crying on Pegah's pillow that I took. Marielou Mandl.
This was a rough one.
Yes.
This was so rough. And as soon as I thought it was going to get better, it got worse.
It got worse.
Like, worse isn't sad.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I knew this is episode 21. Not next week, 2 weeks from now is the finale, last episode. So I knew there wouldn't be a huge, like, climax or anything, but, like, I didn't think it'd be this depressing.
I mean, it's the desperation on Henry and Abe's side. And
before we get into details, are you happy they have closure about what happened to Abigail?
I'm not happy about it. I'm happy there's closure, I guess. It's just not what I wanted.
Not what you wanted. What did you want?
I don't know.
Did you want her to still be alive and they'd be one happy family again?
Yeah, well, at least he found out that they wanted to be a happy family. Well, listen, okay, I know that a few minutes ago, Ioan was tweeting live at people. If you guys are watching, get him to call him because I've got words. It's not his fault. He's not one of the writers. The writer's out in Vegas having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
As we're tortured.
I'm looking at you, Sarah.
Sarah, Phil.
Sarah, Phil, we're looking at you.
Shameful.
No, but it was a brilliant episode.
It was a good episode.
It was heartbreaking. I am glad that they got closure. It's so sad that she died to protect Henry.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into it. We open with kind of like a recap slideshow of the history of Abigail, what they've done searching for her over the last 30 years. Mm-hmm. And then they figure out she has been living under the alias Sylvia Blake.
Yes.
It's actually their two favorite poets put together. So he's like, I should have figured it out.
Oh.
And so we kind of skip over a big thing that happened last week because Hanson's going on a family ski trip because Joe was supposed to be in Paris. And now Henry's taking a few days off to kind of go on this mystery treasure hunt to find Abigail. And Joe kind of like glosses over her relationship with Isaac, with Hanson. She's like, yeah, it fell through.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
And I was like, yeah, but what else happened?
Mm-hmm. You think she'll tell Hanson? I don't know. Not yet. Well, Lucas seemed to catch on. He's like, are you guys,
Yeah, there was motioning of the hands.
Yeah.
But they're not yet.
I think they still don't know what they are.
Yeah, I just found that interesting that Hanson like didn't ask them more questions. Like, you were gonna be in Paris, okay? Like,
well, he's like a dude. He's like,
that's true.
Right,
he's like, sorry to hear that, Joe.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, your billionaire boyfriend isn't your boyfriend anymore. So then Joe's like, well, where did Henry go? Of course, she goes to Lucas because Lucas and Henry are BFFs.
Yeah.
And I love that he says that. He's like, just because we're best friends doesn't mean I know everything.
And then he goes on, he's like, yeah, because if you guys are dating, we can go on a double date, but I only take 8s and above.
Oh my gosh. 8s and above only for Lucas.
And he's like, we won't mention it again, but now that we got it in the open. I was like,
and of course, he spills the beans, and he's like, oh, well, Abe came in here looking for his long-lost mother, da-da-da-da. And so now Joe's in the know. What was supposed to be a top secret case.
Yeah, she's in the know. Is that where she questions, what is it to you? Why do you care?
Well, I think that's like starting, because like I feel like it is a strange relationship if you don't know their history. Like, why are Henry and Abe so close?
Right.
I mean, it's like, what's the relationship? Henry's father and Abe were really close, and now they are. That's like their story.
It's kind of like an uncle, and you have like your dad's like really close friend. They're like an uncle.
Tight.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's curious. But they're on their way to Terrytown because that's her last known address, this Sylvia Blake, which is Abigail. And it's a cute little cottage house. No one's around. And they find a woman who owns the house, who Abigail was renting it from, and was like, I haven't heard that name in years. She has a box of her old things, so she offers it to Abe. But before they even get in the house, Henry notices these flowers.
And cue the flashback.
Yeah.
It's like, what were they called? I'm looking at you because you always remember.
Oh my gosh, what did I write? I think I did. I was so angry that I took my notes and I ripped the paper in half.
Something with an H. It started with an H, I think. But he finds the flowers in the garden next to him, and then obviously his like spidey senses notices like the grave sinking in.
Of course he does.
Yeah,
of course. They do have a flashback to them moving, Abigail and Henry moving to Brooklyn in 46, and it's like his English rose, and those were those flowers, so that's how he's connecting it.
And I will say, anytime that I go walking out in the forest, I'm gonna look at the ground and be like, dead body.
Dead body.
Seriously,
right there.
I thought that too. I'm like, I wonder how many times I missed that walking in the
Well, and I
woods.
thought it was funny because Abe goes to the landlady. He used to be a gravedigger in a past life, but I was like, that's actually true.
It is
He was
true.
a gravedigger in a past life. Or this life.
But this lady at this place was like, sure, dig it up.
I know.
She was like, I don't know, go ahead.
Yeah, wouldn't it be a little weird to be like,
you say that that's your mom, all right.
Cool. But they do find a skeleton. And obviously they think it's her and are very they're very affected.
Yeah.
Because don't you think they're hoping they can find her alive?
Yeah, and then they find the keys.
Yes.
Was that ever explained why Belinda had the keys?
I don't think so. I mean, obviously she was living there.
Right.
But I don't know exactly how she got her hands on the keys.
Yeah, but was this not like the next day after that accident? Or was she there for a while? I don't know.
Wait, was who there? Belinda?
No, I mean, she died that day.
Yeah. So why would Belinda's keys, or why would Abigail's keys be in there?
I don't know.
I don't know, maybe like when you live with someone, like you have like a shared key set or something. I don't know.
Something. Yeah. But yeah, that's why they're like, that's probably her. But when they get the bones back to the morgue, the growth plates aren't, connected. So that means that that body is no older than 20 years old. So they're completely relieved. But then they're also like, well, then who is this?
That's like the first time they played with our emotions in this episode. Is it hers or not her? And then several more times, it's like, what? There were so many times in this episode where we're like on the edge of our seats just wanting an answer, like.
We got it, but they made us work for it.
They really did. Really, really did.
Yeah. Lucas searches the Terrytown missing persons case because they could tell like how old she was and like how long the bones have been there. So of course, it's just that simple.
Yeah.
But it's the body of Belinda Smoot, which is, you lost your notes.
That's okay. I was done with those.
Who cares?
I actually need these, so I'm not going to throw them.
No, mine were broken anyway, so I'm going to cheat off of Pegah.
It's Belinda Smoot. It's quite a name. I want to know which one of the writers named her.
Belinda's such an 80s name.
It really is.
It's totally 80s.
But can we talk about how cute it was when Henry goes to tell Abe that it wasn't Abigail? I cried.
That was cry number one. There was like 5 cries in this episode.
Just so cute. Like, it wasn't her. I'm like, oh. Gosh.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
It was rough. It was a rough
Get it
episode.
together,
It's okay. So then they go to the hospital where she was working.
Yes.
And of course Henry, like, Spidey skills. I must talk to this nurse.
I must find a veteran nurse. Oh,
There she is. And of course the nurse knows Sylvia Blake and the whole story with Belinda Smoot. And it gets complicated. We had to, like, rewind a couple times because we're like, wait, what happened? So Belinda came in with a fractured collarbone.
Right.
It was also a night when there was a hit and run victim. Mm-hmm. And that's all we know, I think, so far. But she was scared of her boyfriend, so Sylvia brought her home.
Right. So Teddy Graves, who is later we find is the judge, drops her off at the hospital and puts it under domestic violence. So she's sitting there with her collarbone broken, right? Adam comes in, motorcyclist comes in.
Motorcyclist.
And then the cop, the sheriff, which is Belinda's boyfriend, sees Belinda.
And it's like,
And is
girl,
not
why are you
happy.
here?
What are you doing here?
Yeah. So enter Teddy Graves, who is now a federal judge.
Yeah.
And now Joe and Henry are, like, all cowboying up and, like, accusing a federal judge of murder. You can't really do that.
Yeah, that's really bold.
Well, it worked out.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
at
Henry was
first,
so proud of it. He was like, and it felt damn
that
good.
felt
Like,
good. But Lieutenant was not happy about this. She was like, you give that case back and don't be going accusing judges of murder.
I love how everything's so chill about her, you know, the lieutenant. Like,
yeah.
She'll get kind of stern, but she'll never get mad. And she always...
Because you don't want to mess with her. Like, you do what she says.
Yeah, she lets things go, and then she lets Henry do a lot of the fun work.
Yeah. So Hanson gives a little... Like, Hanson pops up every once in a while in this case because he's supposed to be on a ski trip with his family. But, like, he gets read into the case, and he's like, well, where's the motorcyclist? Because that's kind of like the missing piece. Spoiler alert. It's Adam.
Yeah.
But he's the one that kind of brings that up. And then Lucas, in the meantime, is bringing them dirt from the grave. And
literal dirt.
It's like a box of clues we can sift through.
And I love...
Which they didn't even really look at anything. That was just a ploy to get Lucas to see the
Well,
layer.
they find the tie pin in...
Oh, they did find
in
the
the
tie
dirt.
pin in there.
But going back, the scene where Lucas sees the layer is,
Awesome.
like, amazing.
You were a beautiful man.
Just when I thought you peaked, you have this. It's like...
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful. I love that their friendship is blossoming.
It really is. They're BFFs now.
But like I said, they find... Hanson stops at the hospital to try and find out who the motorcycle is.
It was really cool to see Hanson in, like, normal, like, civilian attire rather than his...
And dad mode.
Yeah.
His kids are, like, fighting in the
It's like,
hallway.
you guys stop it. It was cute.
But the motorcyclist's file is missing. Judge.
Dun, dun, dun.
Judge did it. Totally did it. Then Henry finds this letter from Abigail. I think this might be the second time I cried.
Yeah, definitely second time.
She wanted to be a family again.
And she never got to send it out. She never got to mail it.
Let's see if we can make Pegah cry.
Did they not
again.
have email back then? They didn't, right? 85?
No, there was no
She
email in
could have
85.
emailed. He would have got it right then.
Why did she send him a text?
She could have just texted him, and this
Snapchat him.
all would have never happened, you guys. It was simple as that.
Yeah, yeah.
Henry would have went back to the cottage.
Social media, why were you invented in the 80s? It would have solved
back
everything.
in the 80s, we had to send everything carrier pigeon. So
Yes.
just didn't
Oh,
work.
that's so heartbreaking.
Oh my gosh, I love it. But they find this tie pin in the dirt. Henry knows right away that belongs to the judge. It's like from some Princeton club. Of course he knows. But he does something not very smart and just goes to the judge's chambers and attacks him.
He is angry. He wants answers. And I love he's just like lurking in the dark. The lamp turns on.
I don't think I've ever seen him this angry.
Well,
Oh, no.
everybody that he's coming across in this, he thinks killed Abigail.
Yeah. He just
He's
wants
taking
to
it
know.
seriously.
Yeah.
But and then is that when Jo eventually goes up to him? She's like, "What is making you act crazy?" Like, what?
Yeah, well, she has to break him out of jail. So he's like, "What is this woman to you?" And he's like, "It's Abe's mom."
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's not talk about this. What? Like, I'm sorry. That was a big question. I'm sure Jo was thinking about it for a while.
Oh, she's still thinking about it.
Let me call you back.
I want an answer. But it's true. Like, why is he going crazy over Abe's mom?
I mean, if one of my best friends or something was looking for his or her mother, it would mean a lot to me. I would try. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think
would
it would be
try.
like an easy explanation if he's like, she was like a mother to me also.
Sure,
and that's why
exactly.
I'm close to Abe, or you know.
Yeah, it's suspicious, and obviously she's a detective.
Yeah.
She's like, this isn't adding up, which I'm hoping in the next episode she'll be read into what's going on. But
Plus,
we'll
like,
get to that.
feelings for Henry, so she wants to know.
Yeah,
like,
she cares about him, and why is he so emotionally invested in this? And she
Right.
wants to help him because she loves him.
She wants to help him, or she wants to kill a girl. Because why do you?
Who is this old biddy?
Yeah.
So, I just like on a girl note, poor Jo, because she brought up this thing. It was a little weird, and now afterwards she's like, "But like, I mean, I'm sorry I made it weird, right? You noticed that I did something, right?
Yeah, it's
are
like
you on
Typical
board?"
girl moment, right?
It was like such a girl moment. I felt for her because there's a big drama going on for Henry. He is not going to tune into what she's doing right now.
Yeah.
But she's like, but I mean, like it was weird when I came in and was weird.
Like, it's gonna take a lot more than that to make me feel
uncomfortable.
weird. Yeah.
But like, do you think he knows what
I
she's
don't
talking
know.
about?
Honestly, I don't think so.
I don't think he does. I think
it went way over his head.
went over his head.
Such a boy.
Such a boy. It's
Worry
like, how many
about your-
clues do we got to give you?
Ah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's get back to Teddy Graves.
All right.
He, of course, walks into the NYPD and admits to not the murder, but the hit and run and the stolen medical file. That I didn't see coming. He's
I
a
didn't
federal
either.
judge. Obviously, he knew that they knew, but he knows they can't prove it with like physical evidence. Maybe the tie pin would have gotten a little weird to try and like cover up, but he like wants to let it out.
Yeah, I felt he came in more on personal guilt than
Exactly.
anything.
Yeah. So they have that explanation, everything, and then he leads them to there was a boyfriend. Like, he didn't murder her. She was scared that her boyfriend would find out. They had a fling, and so he went back to Princeton, and that was that. So we believed him.
Yep.
I believed him.
I did.
And then they go back to this. He's like, Henry's obsessing over the letter because it's like, that's his closure. Because I think he's realizing she's not going to be alive, but at least she wanted to come back. And that's when he...
I'm sorry.
I'm trying so hard to make her cry.
I'm trying not to. It's just so heartbreaking.
It's so heartbreaking. But in the letter, she talks about a root cellar. I didn't even know what root cellar was.
I
I
didn't
was like, what is a
either.
root
What is
cellar?
that? They grow roots.
I don't know.
They
it's like
preserve like
underneath the
jelly and
roots?
jam.
There were some preserves in there.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, these are her
These are her
preserves.
preserves.
Oh, yeah, because she did that thing.
But I
That's
immediately
her.
just thought of like strawberry jam or something. Like,
I don't know.
make some like good PBJ.
Whatever.
She found all those recipes on Pinterest.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody tell
Exactly.
us what a root preserve is if you know. Please comment.
A root cellar.
Root
And
cellar.
why would you keep preserves
in
there?
it.
Is it different than a wine cellar?
Because that's the kind of cellar Pegah
that
wants.
we want right now. But I thought it was cute that he goes to Jo. Like, usually when he's doing like undercover missions, he like goes by himself and she kind of catches up with him later. But he like wanted her involved. And,
Yeah, like goes to her house.
Yeah.
And of course she's like, do you want to come in? Like,
please come in.
Such a girl moment. Like, oh, you came to see me, right? Because you were thinking about that weird
The
moment.
thing that we had, that little-
Remember?
yeah.
Because you're in love with me, I'm in love with you, right? Huh?
and of course she looks flawless.
Of course.
Oh.
If some guy showed up at my door, I'd be like, hair in a bun, sweatshirt.
Oh, wait, what? Not the pizza guy?
It would be bad. But yeah, she's flawless. They go to the root cellar. They find it at the cottage. And she has to go call Hanson on a landline because,
Of course.
she, there's always
Like,
something.
what landline in the middle of...
They go to
in
the
the
cottage.
Oh.
that was too good. Where do you think she went to make that phone call?
She had access to the cottage.
Well, it's a crime scene. I'm sure she could get in.
All right, fine.
While she's on the landline with Hanson, the sheriff walks in, and as the sheriff's walking in, he's finding like a bloodied sheriff shirt. Put the pieces together. The sheriff was Belinda's boyfriend. He got upset. He was drunk. He killed her. He tried to cover it up. But again, there's another lieutenant scene when she's like, no one... They bring the sheriff into the NYPD, and she's like, no one with a badge can talk to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I understand. He's like, I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah.
I was like, Lieutenant,
She's so
letting
good.
him run the interrogation.
Whoop.
I mean, he pretty much does from behind the glass anyway.
I do miss moments when he would call.
Yes.
And he's like, hey,
Or when he would just bang on the window, and they'd be like, what? But then like the judge admits to everything, the sheriff admits to everything, but this is where we find, so that thing, it's like everything's figured out with Belinda's death. But what happened to the nurse? Are you gonna cry?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it together.
So apparently the sheriff, when he was waiting to go talk to his girlfriend, saw the nurse, which is Abigail, leave with a man. This is where it got a little confusing, because then the landlady came and knocked on the door 5 minutes later. I'm trying to explain this. I had to draw Pegah a picture.
Yeah.
Like literally. So if the landlady didn't see her pass, why would
she knocked on the door because she thought that Abigail would have been home.
So landlady.
I explained it really well. Explain it.
Okay, so here's what's her name? Abigail. So she's going, and if the landlady was coming to her house, they would have passed each other, and she would be like, oh, there she goes.
And she wouldn't have knocked.
Yeah, but Abigail must have stopped somewhere else on the road instead and missed her.
Right.
There it is.
So he looks at a map, and obviously he was like, yeah, she's here. Obviously. I mean, there's no other choice.
No other place.
So they go down, and they find a car, and he finds some bones.
Oh my gosh. And then he's going down there, and there's all these like flashes of the moments where
Yeah,
I know.
proposes.
That's what gets you.
And I knew when they started doing that this was not going to end well.
This was not
she
a
was
fake
dead.
out.
Yeah.
And when he's sitting in all the leaves with the skull, and he's just tears. And like Joe knows something, because she says to the police officers, like, give him a minute.
Yeah.
So it's like killing her to not know how or who this woman is that's affecting him so much.
I got goosebumps.
But she's also respecting him. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It was rough.
But still, at that moment, you're questioning. You're like, hey, did she die from impact? Did she? Like, you still didn't know at that time.
Yeah, and so they bring it, obviously, the bones back to the morgue, and he thinks she died from a fractured sternum from a car crash. But then Lucas steps in, which, you think, like, why would Henry make a mistake? He knows everything. But maybe because he was so emotionally compromised, that Lucas comes in and was like, dude, that's not what happened.
Go, Lucas.
Yeah, because Lucas, he's learning from the best. So
Yeah,
now he's
He's
improving.
He's basically like, she slit her own throat.
Because of the angle that the knife was.
But then someone tried to save her because there was like injuries consistent with chest compression. So
Can you see a throat slit when you just have the bones, though?
I don't know how they know that.
Oh.
How,
You
Can you
present
guys tell
a good...
do you have any
I mean, they're
fans out
usually
there?
pretty good about that stuff. I mean, they talk to like scientists.
Yeah, it must be a way to see that. It just, I don't get
know.
it.
I mean, I feel like you'd have to, this is really gross, but like you'd have to like cut really deep.
to, like, affect the bone.
Yeah, and I don't think you do. Whatever. That's what happened. So, case closed. She's dead, but like, what actually happened? And he's trying to fit these pieces together. Why would she fall out of a car, try to be saved, slit her throat? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Then it comes back to the motorcyclist. I'm surprised he never looked at the name prior.
Well, it didn't say
Oh,
a
it didn't say a name.
So he's there with Abe, and they're trying to work through it, and then Abe is like, well, what about the motorcyclist? And then he's like, you're right. Let's look at this file. he was diagnosed that he was going to definitely die with all of his issues that were going on, but there was no death certificate, and Abigail would not have let that happen.
No way. She is too good of a nurse for that. So is it just like a light bulb that goes off and he's like,
I'm sure, like, man in his 30s, dark hair, no death certificate.
what did you think when he was like, I need a moment alone? I was like, whoa, Dad, let's not like yell at Abe right now.
Yeah, I know. He didn't need to yell at Abe, but we do see that Henry acts a little erratic when it came to this Abigail scenario.
Yeah, and Adam has always just been the bad guy this whole time. So for him to be in this equation, it's like he needed a minute.
He calls Adam. Of course, got his number. His Rolodex. Speed dial.
Bro, answer your phone.
And of course, Adam knows what he's calling about because Adam knows everything as well. And he's like, this is what really went down. He was the motorcyclist. He was completely injured, but she was a great nurse and she saved him. She asked him to die and explained, like, I'll be fine. And when Abigail didn't have a crazy, like, she believed in, like, she, you know, when you get told that story, you're like, are you crazy? And she had that look where it's like, I know what you're talking about. And he wanted to find another person like him. So he needed her.
Yeah.
You love this episode?
No, I really do. My mind went to, like, what are the chances of Adam being run over?
What are the chances?
And brought to Abigail's hospital.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking when he was telling her, oh, you know, I'll die and it'll be fine. And then when she wasn't surprised, he's like, then I knew I had to find him. And I was like, well, what if it's a girl immortal?
Yeah, what if she was protecting, like, her daughter or her mother or something?
Yeah, let's use all-inclusive pronouns here.
Yes.
Please. So then she gets called into another room. Adam kills himself, and when she comes back in the room, he's gone. So she knows that he was like Henry, or he is like Henry. Then he goes and finds her, and he tells Henry that, like, I didn't want to hurt her, but, like, the way the flashback is, he is, like, very aggressive going into that house, and
he's
he has
wearing all black
with a knife in his pocket.
I'll start with her. What? Listen, of course she's going to be scared that you're going to hurt her love.
Yeah, I guess he was just so desperate to find somebody else like him.
I think for him, he probably wasn't going to hurt her.
Right.
But he came across the wrong way. She thinks she's saving Belinda by saying, oh, I'm going to take this man for a ride. She crashes the car on purpose. But Adam's like, you can't die. Like, I need to find this other person, and she's the only one that can give him the information. That's how she gets chest compressions, because he wants to save her, and then she literally slits her throat with the knife in his pocket to protect him.
A little extreme.
Listen, what was Adam gonna do to Henry? Okay, so he finds him.
She didn't know. She was scared.
They're both immortal. Like,
that's true.
You didn't have to die for that.
Like, wait, he's gonna show up and, like, talk to him. They're gonna stab each other and come back. Like,
right? Like, stab fight, okay. Then you shoot each other, okay.
Maybe she was scared of, like, exposure, but, like, he's also immortal. So if Henry's exposed, he's exposed.
Yeah, it was just a very drastic call on Abigail's part.
Yeah. No, I agree with you now that I think back. But it was, like, true love that she really did die protecting him.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
She had good intentions.
It's so sad.
Yeah, but she was right there, like, in that same week or whatever, wrote a letter saying, let's get back together. Let's be together and live in this cottage. Yeah. And then she offers, like, it's a bit extreme.
It's a little extreme. It's a little extreme.
As you're in Vegas.
That was a really depressing episode.
That was really depressing, guys.
I'm glad they know what happened, but I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Not happy at all.
I'm more sad that your prediction you've had all season was not.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, the whole time she wasn't alive. It's not like she just died.
She died in 85.
Is it too late to open a bottle of wine?
From our root cellar?
Can we have, like, a gallon of ice cream, please?
Yeah, I need ice cream and wine.
Okay. let's get into a little news and news.
Yeah.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Oh,
For next week.
Not next week. Okay,
Oh.
so the news is I
2 weeks.
tweeted that Alana was going to call in next week. We don't have a show next week, but
Yes.
she's going to call in for the finale. So tweet us your questions, and we will. I'm so excited to talk to Jo.
So excited.
So pumped.
You guys
Yes.
use the hashtag ABTV forever, and we'll track all the questions. We're going to ask her as many as we can. This is crazy. We get
I'm
to talk to
excited.
Alana.
Super
Oh my
exciting.
gosh.
And then also our friends at the Forever Twitter page have a special project going on. So I'll let them tweet that out and I will retweet it. And then we can get you guys involved.
Sure will. All right, predictions. These are big predictions,
Now,
guys.
your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Did we watch scenes from?
Yeah.
The
Revenge.
knife, the gun.
Revenge takes a long time,
yeah.
and I have forever.
Aha. Okay.
These are big predictions. This is a finale. What happens?
Okay. I want someone to find out that he dies and comes back, that he's immortal, but I don't think it will happen. I think it'll be at the end. There's going to be a shoot off, stab off,
And we don't know what happens.
and then we don't know. Like,
I-
we don't know if they regenerate or not.
I'm with you on that one. I see them leaving us on a huge cliffhanger. And I think Sarah actually hinted at that last time she was here, right? That there would be a cliffhanger. I don't know.
Yeah, and I saw these articles getting posted up of the final death of Henry Morgan. I didn't open a single one because I don't want to see this. I don't know what. Maybe
There's
that's the title
articles
of the last,
already?
I don't know if that maybe it's the title of the last episode.
I mean,
or-
I think that's definitely probably how it ends.
yeah.
We don't know if
Because we
he
don't
comes
know.
back.
And do you think, because like in that, I mean, it's cut promo, but in that promo, they're kind of like facing off, and Joe's coming like down the stairs. Do you think she sees it happen?
Yeah, and she'll be like in the shadows and a like close up on her beautiful, beautiful face.
And then one of them disappears, and then, done.
I see the whole series ending with her just like her face close, a look of shock, and like boom,
And
credits.
then we're just distraught.
And
We're
we don't,
like-
and we don't know if it's Henry or Adam.
Yeah.
And we don't know if that works, actually. I mean, this is Adam's theory that the gun that made Henry immortal can also kill him, and the knife that made Adam immortal will be the thing that kills him. That's
Yeah.
it's a theory. We don't
It's a
really know if
theory.
that's actually how it
Sure.
works.
I just really hope that in the continuation of this character's life that Henry doesn't become dark like Adam because of this.
Yes, it's a good point. Because Adam is older,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
By like 1800 years.
Wow.
it's a long time.
Because Henry's only 200.
200,
And
yeah.
then Adam's 2000.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's a long
did not
time to be
realize.
alive.
I think, correct me if I'm
No,
wrong.
I think you're right.
so.
I think you're right. But yeah, I think...
Wait, hold
What?
on. Hold on. Okay.
Light bulb just went off in her mind.
It's really, really bright. Okay, so because we have that little glimpse that Adam was killed by a knife. Now, there were some YouTube people who were commenting that he was part of the Caesar Brutus situation with the
Yeah.
knife stabbing there. Maybe that's a thing, because I hadn't considered what weapon it was. I don't know if he mentioned it or not, what the weapon was that
I think
He said a
his-
dagger.
A dagger.
All right. So if he did say that, so I wonder if you guys' theories are true, because
That would be
really
crazy.
neat.
That would be cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
They need to get back. I mean, we're fingers crossed for a season 2, because we love this show.
Yes.
You guys love this show. We want more of it. Everyone involved is great. We've talked to writers, we've talked to cast members, we've talked to producers. Everyone involved in this
They're so
project is
amazing.
amazing. So we're really hoping for season 2. But if there is a season 2, I want more of Adam's backstory.
I definitely do. You guys, tweet your comments, like what you think happened. I
Yes.
really want some more
You guys,
theories going. This is very interesting.
Leave us comments on YouTube. We read them all. We try to reply to everyone. Of course, tweet us, hashtag ABTV forever. Where can they find you on social media?
All over at Marielou Mandl, MarielouMandl.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope at Pegah Rad.
They are all about the
I
Periscope.
love it so much.
Periscope. You guys, I'm Kate Aquillano. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Kate Aquillano. We keep it simple around here. Next 2 weeks.
2
2 weeks. Season finale.
Talking to Alana.
Talking to Alana. You do not want to miss
excited.
it. Bye, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.